Hello guys, so today we're going to talk about the 3 generations of Xbox controllers starting with the Xbox 360. So let's put these aside for now. Talk about the Xbox 360. So the Xbox 360, very nostalgic controller. It started off with a wired controller, a white edition, but I don't have that, so I'll have to show this one. This is the 2010 Slim Xbox 360 controller. So this is the one with the battery pack, right? The wired one doesn't have this battery pack, but the battery pack was like, it came with a battery holder on the battery pack. It held 2 AA batteries, and this is the rechargeable battery. And the charger port, right, is just a little old weird looking charger, and the sync button is up here, and you got the Xbox 360 word right there. You got the triggers and the bumpers, right, and then you got the face buttons in the middle, guide button in the start and back, and the D-pad, right, and analog stick, left stick, right stick, and it's just a sleek looking controller. It was a revolutionary controller, and this is what all controllers were modeled after. Then you got the Xbox One controller. Yes, it featured a different trigger design, a different bumper design, and a whole new redesign of the controller. You got a whole, the guide button got moved up to the top, and they changed the start with menu and the backward view. This is the menu button, this is the view button, and the D-pad got changed too to a more plus shape. This is a circle shaped D-pad. Here, look at the difference right here. So you see they raised the guide button, they changed the start button and the back button, and the analog stick, well, it's like this controller, the little analog stick. They got grooves on them, so we'll get to that controller in a minute. But they changed the charger port, as you can see, like micro. You can see the differences. They changed it to micro, and the sync button's still at the top, but they moved the charger below the sync button. And you can see the differences in the trigger and the buttons. They changed it up. A lot of differences. And the battery pack, now you don't have to have a battery pack to hold the batteries. The batteries go in here, and you just have a battery cover, and they took away the middle groove. Charger port, well, not charger, but headphone port, right? They changed it up. It was a 2.5 millimeter with whatever these 2 things on the side is, the 2 little rectangles on the side. They changed it to this, right? Just a standard little weird plug. Yeah, you see that? So yeah. Then they introduced the Xbox Series X controller, and this is a big difference. So the difference in the Xbox One and the Series X is they take away this little groove right here. They take that away and make it smooth and all flat. And they change the D-pad up, right? And they add a share button. Thumbsticks are the same. Bumper is the same, well, similar. And they add USB-C, as you can see. That rhymed. Back button, well, the back charger, or sorry, the back battery cover is still the same, uses AA batteries. And the triggers, I forgot to tell you, the Xbox One features a rumble within the triggers. Series X has it too. And you can see in the Series X controller, they added little grooves in the triggers. It's hard to see it. You see that? You see the little grooves on there? Yeah, they added little grooves, and it's on the bumper a little bit. So yeah, they added that. And the D-pad's been changed, of course. And they added 3.5 millimeter for headphones, where you can use just any regular headphones. They're universal now. The headphones are universal. So here's the difference in the Xbox 360 and the Xbox Series X. The D-pad is similar. They're both circular, except it's got little indentions. The middle is indented. And it's a 8 octagon D-pad. Well, this is similar, kind of an 8 octagon D-pad. And it's basically the difference between the Xbox One and the Xbox 360. Pretty much the same difference. So yeah, that's the difference in the Xbox generation controllers. Let me turn this off. Yeah, that's the difference in the controllers. Here they are side by side. Xbox One had many different controller updates. You had the Xbox One S controller, and the Xbox One X controller, and the Xbox Series Elite 2 and Series Elite 1 controllers, and then you got these, and some third-party controllers. This is the only Series X official controller. There's no Elite controller for Series X unless you want to count the Series 2. But this is the Series X controller, official, Series X and S. The S is just white. So yeah, there's the controller differences. Oh, I forgot to mention, the Xbox One and Xbox Series X controllers are cross-compatible between each console. This works on this console, and this works on this console. However, this will not work on either one, and these will not work, either one of these will not work on this console. So, Xbox One controllers work on Series X and S, Xbox Series consoles work on Xbox One consoles. Just so we're clear, they are completely backwards compatible and boards compatible, meaning this can go back to the Xbox One. That is forged compatibility. If you did not know that, that is a thing now. Also, guys, the Xbox 360 controller said Xbox 360 at the top. The Xbox One controller did not say Xbox in any way on the controller. I think not. Let's see. Nope, they did not feature the word Xbox on any of the Xbox One controllers as far as I know. They might have done it with the Series 2 Elite, which I think they did. But on the Xbox Series X controller, they featured the word Xbox with the logo on it. So yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. Another thing I forgot to mention is the Xbox One and Series X controller. Both are like, they have a white home button or a guide button. The button is white. But on the 360 you have 4 green LEDs, and it's a gloss finish or chrome finish Xbox logo on the Xbox 360, and you got the 4 green LEDs for which player you are. On this you do not have the player number. That is another thing. If I forget anything else, I will mention it. I think that's all for now though. Hey guys, so I want to do a comparison between the Xbox 360 and current gen console. I won't do the Xbox One because the Xbox One is similar to current gen, and they've updated it so much. So let me do a current comparison between 360 and new gen 2024. Alright, here we go. So let's kick this off by comparing the Xbox 360 dashboard with the new gen Xbox Series X dashboard. So the Xbox 360 has a simple dashboard as of August 27th, 2024. So you only got 3 tabs: home, social, and settings. That's your 3 tabs. You got the tray, your games and apps. So your games and apps, we'll get to that in a minute. But you got your pins. Your pins are right here. Your recent, whatever, your recent's right here. And your apps right there, which on Xbox Series X you'll see that your games and apps are integrated into one. Your pins are on the home screen, but you on 360 you actually have to click on the pins. They're not directly on your dashboard like on the new gen. And you got the tray, which shows up, and you'll see in a minute what the tray does on Xbox One and Series X. But you got this need help, and you usually have advertisement, but it's not here anymore. You got your social, your friends, and your activity feed, and your avatar store, sign out, whatever, you know. And then you got your settings, which you'll see on the new gen Xbox what you have to do to go to settings. So on the new gen, we're going to talk about your pins, your games, your tray, your social, friends, activity feed, avatar store, or whatever. Like, we won't talk about that because that's a little different. You'll talk about your settings on there. So yeah, let's get to that. The Series X. Alright, so on the Series X, the dashboard is completely different. So your recent apps are all right here. I'll show you in a minute what the disc game, like where you find your disc game at, which you should know if you're on Xbox. And your pins are right here. This is your pin games. You can pin a group, or you can pin individual games. Your social is right here. This is your social, your friends and community. And you access your activity feed through that. And your games and apps, you go to them through here, which is basically like the Xbox 360, except your apps and games are both integrated into one area, and they're a little separate. So let me show you what happens when you put a disc in and where to find your disc game on the Series X and Xbox One. Hold on, let me get one. So here's the disc game, right? Let me get it out. Let me grab it. You put it in the Xbox. Make sure you put it in this way. Put it in this way. Alright, so your disc game will pop up on the Xbox home screen. Wait for it. It will pop up usually right there. There it is. So that's where your disc game is. It'll literally show a disc logo. So that's the difference in the Xbox 360 disc. Right here, except it's always on the home screen on the 360, as you can see. And it just pops up randomly on the Series X or Xbox One on the home screen. Usually on older updates, I think there was a disc place for disc games, but they've changed to where it automatically pops up with the disc logo, whatever disc game, and it's your most recent game. And it always stays at the end tab, no matter how many open games you open. As long as there's a disc game in there, it's always going to be right there. I believe so. So yes. Now to show the games and app. Let me go to 360 now. So to access your games and apps as of August 2024 and beyond, you will go to here. You either have to go to apps or games from the home screen. So to go to games, you go here and it shows all your downloaded games and all your downloaded games and demos and stuff that you have downloaded. So here's that. And if you want to access your apps, you have to go back and over here, and that's your apps. Now on the Xbox Series X, let me show you the difference. Now on the Xbox Series X and Xbox One, they are integrated into this one tab from the home screen. Go here and they have their own little section. You have games right here and apps right here, but they're integrated into one menu with separates. And you also have groups and full library. Now we'll talk about how to access the full library on the Xbox 360. It's more complicated and takes a longer process. So we'll talk about that. So to access your full library, right, go over to settings, go over to account, right? And then not purchase history, but download history. That's how you find your full library. And trust me, when I say it's a long process, look at this. You have to go through all of these to find exactly what you want. Compared to this. See, this is much easier. It's all in one menu from the home screen. Look, just one click of the button. A right here, and you have access to your full library from the same menu. Very convenient. All your games. You have your own games. You have Game Pass, which is a major thing that Xbox One has. The Xbox 360 does not have, and Xbox Series X has as well. I keep forgetting to mention that they're both the same. So yeah, you already know. You can access EA Play games with gold, owned apps, and subscriptions. So yes, it's much convenient. Now to compare the dashboard. Let me go back to 360. Alright, so I'm having to switch inputs, by the way, so it's taking me a minute. So it's going to take me longer than the video is going to be. So here is your guide. You got games and apps, achievements, my games, active downloads, home, friends, party, messages. You got everything you need in here. And Xbox One is similar. You can play music. You can do that on Xbox One and the Series X. You can access friends, parties, messages. But the only thing that Xbox Series X does not have is beacons. I believe they do not have that. You can access the Tray game, which you can't do on the Series X unless it's already on a recent on there. I don't know, but you can access private chats on here. You can access achievements, my games, active downloads. You can redeem a code from this, which you can't do on the new gen. You can access the activity feed, which you have to go to something else. I don't know. I don't think you can access the activity feed from the guide on the one in the Series X. So yeah, this, you can do a little bit more with this, and you can do other things on the Series X and Xbox One that you can't do with this. You can also turn off the console from here. Account management, system settings, family settings, whatever, profile settings. This is your profile tab, which profile is usually on the end on the Xbox One, and all the games and stuff and all the friends is always on this side. Your social is right here, and your settings and profile is right there on that end, similar to the Xbox One. Let me show you. Alright, so as you can see, similar. You got your home settings right here, which, yeah, you can access your games and app just like on the 360, like you could do. When you go to this end, it's on that end, like I said, my games and apps on the 360. It's similar. You can go to home, which on the Xbox 360 dashboard, it is the first one you go to, but it's on the social tab. You got friends, your messages is in their own tab, and you got party chat and Discord chat, and your messages right there, and chat requests, whatever. You can access achievements just like on the 360 right here. You can share your game clips, which you can't do on the Xbox 360 without a capture card, and then you don't have it built in. You can live stream on the Xbox Series X and Xbox One, and your profile tab is on this end, and your settings is on this tab too, just like on the 360. And you can customize the guide on this, which you can't do on the Xbox 360. And you can also access your power settings, like you can turn it off or on, or turn off the controller or whatever. But yeah, pretty much similar to the Xbox 360, but a little different. And you also have notification tabs right here, which is basically like your activity feed that the 360 has. So yeah, you got Game Pass, Store, Search, and Audio and Music Mixer. So here's your music settings on here, and it'll also show on here somewhere. Your music will be right there, and along with your party settings. So yeah, it's a little different. It's updated. 2024 matches the year. So yeah, I don't think there's anything different with the Xbox 360 other than the hardware. So let's talk about the hardware, right? I gotta make this short. So the Xbox 360 uses a HDD hard drive. The Xbox Series X uses a SSD solid state drive, and the Xbox Series X is way more powerful than the Xbox 360 by 20 times or 100 times more powerful. So yeah, that concludes this video.